Welcome into the Arrowhead Addict halftime show as the Kansas City Chiefs lead the Los Angeles Chargers in Arrowhead Stadium 13 to 10 at the half. We'll be breaking down the key storylines here in the first half, talk about the players who made plays, the players who didn't, and what needs to happen in the second half for a Chiefs win. As you drop into the chat, put your final score prediction and share this with your friends as we break down the game. And dog bites man. No news here. Nothing new to report. I'll let you know when there's something interesting or different about the Kansas City Chiefs because that was the exact half of football that we've seen this team play every single year, every single week. The exact same, the exact same game. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about injuries and players leaving the field? You want to talk about lack of execution? You want to talk about a putrid run game? You want to talk about not being able to protect Patrick Mahomes because of the injuries? You want to talk about look, I'm not one of those guys who claims like the reason why the Chiefs are losing games or whatever. They've gotten zero help in any situation from anyone in this game, right? Not the refs, not themselves. Um, them having to, and I mean, nothing embodies it better, honestly, than the last like 2 minutes of that game. Chiefs get a nice stop to force. First off, you get just a great sequence there where the Chiefs called timeout as it looked like the Chargers were going to try a tush push, which them talking about Chris Jones being lined up offside on that like tush push attempt. That's the one thing I'll say. The tush push has not been officiated correctly for years. So Chris Jones lining up offsides there, like I didn't have a problem with it. The next play where it wasn't a tush push and he lined up offsides, what the hell, man? Get off the field there. They do actually get off the field there. The Chargers do not get any points off that drive. Well, okay. So then, of course, the Chiefs they get a special teams penalty because, of course, Josh Williams, anytime he's active, he's getting a special teams penalty on a catch that was fair caught. By the way, it's not like there was some big long return. Nope, holding on a play that the ball was in the air for like 5 seconds. So Chiefs they start inside their own five. They get a little bit of traction going on that drive. It stalls out. Well, guess what? Maybe you could have scored a touchdown if you weren't starting within your own five. Then they kick the ball off with 33 seconds left. They have all three timeouts, but you're thinking, all right, you go into half 13-3, a two-score lead. That's good because they get the ball after half, right? They allow a large return where the Chargers are starting on basically their own 45-yard line. And then they go down and score a touchdown, not a field goal, a touchdown. And did Trey Harris catch it? Did he not? Whatever. I look, man, even if that wasn't a catch, those should not have they shouldn't have been in the position to be able to score from there because they gave up that long return in the first place. It's more of the same. Dog bites man. It's not man bites dog. No news here to report. The Chiefs continue to just do the things that they have done time in and time out. Any idea that they're gonna this is it. They feel the fire now. That team that we've seen time and time again, they're gonna walk through that door. At some point, they're not walking through that door. And this is the same old team doing the same old stuff. No run game, lack of execution on offense, lack of scheme on offense. Patrick Mahomes running for his life. There's nothing new to report. The defense was playing well up until that final drive. And look, I kind of get it a little bit where they are gearing up so much downhill to blitz and to run stuff and all those things because the Chargers basically have no passing offense. Then they're getting caught with their pants down a little bit there downfield. But also, it's like, hey, Justin Herbert stepping up in that pocket and delivering those balls and taking pressure. They need that on the Chiefs need that on offense instead of like we're breaking the pocket, we're extending plays 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds, and then like taking a 7 second sack. Like the Chiefs need to be able to do that. They can't run the ball, and that's all the Chargers have basically been able to do, minus two passes, right? The pass to Trey Harris and the pass to Keandre Lambert Smith there for a touchdown. Of course, his second career catch for Keandre Lambert Smith, who's a guy I liked out of Auburn. But anytime you can give up a touchdown pass with like 5 seconds left on a third and long to a guy in a second career catch, you just got to do it. Just got to do it to make that. And the Chargers get the ball after half here. This is the type of game that the Chiefs have lost all year. Maybe they win this one, but again, there's no news here. This is the same team doing the same stuff. And yeah, it sucks that they've been hurt. Um, it sucks that they're for a while they were on their fifth or sixth tackle, and I'm not sure if Jalen Moore's going to return in this game. Chu Godric and Issa Pole is, as our friend Adam Best put it, sounds like Star Wars characters, not the tackle situation for the Chiefs. And that's a tough place to be. It really is, and it's totally understandable. But you can't make an argument that you can't really argue that the Chargers aren't dealing with anything different, because they also are struggling with that. They also have bad offensive line play, and they're making it happen. And guess what? The Chargers also aren't having terrible special teams play, and that's what happens. So, really, really unfortunate to see, frankly, how all of that has gone down. Let's kind of look a little bit over the key stats of this half here before we get you back to the game. Patrick Mahomes, 9 for 15, 94 yards, 6.3 yards per attempt. Got the rushing touchdown. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, the leading rusher, 2 carries for 15 yards. Leading rusher with 15 yards. Isaiah Pacheco averaging a cool 10 yards per a carry, 7 attempts, 14 yards. Kareem Hunt, 4 attempts, 6 yards, 1.5 yards per carry. Rashee Rice, the leading receiver with 39 yards. Xavier Worthy, 1 for 26. Travis Kelce, 2 for 21. Kareem Hunt, 1 for 8. On the other side of the ball, Justin Herbert, 10 for 16, 103 yards, a touchdown, and interception. Nice interception by Ashton Gelati. You just really weren't able to feel any of that pressure that the Chiefs defense was getting earlier down the stretch there on that drive for them to go ahead and score the touchdown. Kamani Valdell, 5 carries for 24 yards. Omarion Hampton, 6 for 8. Trey Harris, the wide receiver, 2 for 41. This has been a defensive struggle. This is kind of what you expected, but we talked about this going into the game. The Chiefs have every advantage in this game as far as like schedule goes, right? Like they're the home team, they're the cold weather team, they're the team that has experience in these type of situations. And you got the Chargers, a West Coast team coming East Coast or coming to the East for a noon kick after a late game. Like there's really no excuses here for the Chiefs other than just injuries. And by the way, the Chargers are very dinged up too. They lost one of their defense, RJ Mickens, in this game to injury. All these teams, like they're all dealing with injuries, and the Chiefs still aren't able to take advantage of it. The passing game is just like it's just got to get going, and they've got to be able to find some ways to get it. And yeah, like some of the officiating has been pretty brutal in this game, like that. You know, it's bad whenever people like Jordan Schultz, who are like NFL reporters and stuff, are tweeting out like how it's not DPI, and that probably changes some things. That's probably at least 3 points. Like that was way deep down the field, and that's part of the reason why you take deep downfield shots, because you can get a 30, 40-yard penalty, and they didn't get it. And don't worry, if the Chiefs get a makeup call later by this terrible officiating crew, which it has been, both sides, everyone will then cry foul and say that the game is rigged for the Chiefs, because of course the NFL doesn't want the Chiefs out of the playoffs. The NFL is just desperate to get a team from one of the 32nd largest markets in the NFL, or the 30th size market in the NFL, to get them into the playoffs. They just got to. Not the New York teams, not the LA team. They want the city from Kansas City in. So the Chargers are getting the ball after half. Obviously, you've got to be able to get them off the field here. Chiefs still lead 13-10, but you don't want to have a situation where the Chiefs are getting the ball back down 4 points in this game. Pass protection is going to be hard. It's obviously going to be hard, especially if Jalen Moore is out for the rest of the game. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to imagine the Jalen Moore coming back to this game, as it looks like almost every player on the Chiefs is going to get tested for a concussion today, as the way it's gone so far. So we'll keep a look on that. The Chiefs continue to get pressure. They continue to get to Justin Herbert a little bit here, but it's taking blitz. So they're going to have to continue to blitz, but they've also got to be able to cover, man. They've got to be able to cover Trey Harris and Keandre Lambert-Smith. These are not, this isn't Ladd McConkey or Keenan Allen or Quentin Johnson out there. These are guys who are role players more so. They've got to find a way to be able to close in on those. So I tell you what, like for the sake of being different, I'll take the Chargers to win this game 23-20. At this point, dog bites, man. Like I said, there's nothing new to report here. There's no news. So we're going to get out of here. Please make sure to join us in the post-game show. It's a noon kick. So this is always like one of the best post-game shows, because you hop in the chat for a little bit and then you can catch the second slate of games. and work your way on into Sunday Night Football. So join Adam Best, Sterling Holmes, and Patrick Allen on the post-game show as they break down this game. We'll be sobbing or we'll be celebrating, but we'll have a drink in hand either way. And join us here on the Arrowhead Addict post-game show to celebrate, hopefully. So that'll be it for me here today. Go Chiefs.